This video records the list of circumstances that formed the chain of events that led to Senna's death. It is a long one. Firstly, active suspension systems should never have been removed from cars that were designed to have them. Its removal made the cars, especially the Williams-Renault, unstable. The new regulations were well-intentioned and were the right to do, but should have been introduced in 1995, giving the teams due notice to design new cars. For this, Max Mosley must take the blame for railroading through this change without giving due notice. The way it was done at the 1993 Canadian Grand Prix was shabby and ill thought through. Mosley and Charlie Whiting did an incredible amount of work to make Formula One safe, but they dropped the ball over active suspension. Secondly, there should have been a treble row of tyres protecting the concrete wall at Tamburello. Why there wasn't is an inexplicable mystery. And for this, Ayrton Senna must take the blame, as he carried out a safety inspection himself a few weeks before his accident. There are a lot of people who must also take some of the blame for this. Tamburello had been the scene of 5 major accidents. It should have had a tyre wall. "32 years later, no one wants to discuss this pretty basic imperative safety precaution. Thirdly, the Williams car's steering system was suspect and probably failed at the point of the accident. If it had been in tip-top order, Senna probably would have been able to steer himself out of trouble. The steering column had metal fatigue due to a scarcely believable, almost amateurish modification made to it that went against everything Formula One stood for in maintaining safety in cars. Patrick Head and Adrian Newey must take the blame for that. The race should never have taken place at all. Roland Ratzenberger crashed and died on the previous day. Whatever anyone said afterwards, Ratzenberger was dead on impact, and Sid Watkins should have declared him dead in line with the law. However, Watkins was under pressure from Bernie Ecclestone never to declare a driver dead at the scene and always get them to hospital first. But if Watkins had acted properly, the race would have been cancelled and Senna would not have died that weekend. Watkins and Ecclestone must jointly share the blame for this. Senna's helmet was almost certainly on the limit of legality. It was of lighter weight than a normal helmet and also had a thinner visor. With a heavier weight of helmet, he would have had a much better chance of survival, and this was entirely his own fault as he wore a lighter helmet looking for an edge. Senna was overdriving his car throughout the 1994 season to keep up with Michael Schumacher's Benetton. After the season ended, Schumacher's car was to prove to be illegal for employing traction control, which gave him a massive advantage. On lap 7 of the San Marino Grand Prix, Senna was under the huge pressure of being chased by a much faster car. Without that, he may have gone into Tamburello more cautiously and been able to save his own life. As it was, he left himself no leeway. For this, the people who ran the Benetton team must take the blame, as they were undoubtedly aware of what was going on, and it sadly contributed to Senna's death. Senna was deeply troubled that weekend by the death of Roland Ratzenberger and the serious accident of his countryman Rubens Barrichello. Every violent accident upset Senna, and 2 in 2 days had undoubtedly unbalanced him. Anyone who studies the still photographs and video of that morning of the race can clearly see that Senna was in no state to get in a Formula One car. The principal cause of that was Ratzenberger's death. Ratzenberger shouldn't have died. The Simtek team did not have enough money to go Formula One racing, and therefore raced in a substandard car, which, for a myriad of reasons, caused Ratzenberger's death, and, for that, many people, including team principal Nick Wirth, must take the blame. Ratzenberger's death, like many accidents in Formula One, was wrongly blamed on driver error. It was nothing of the sort. The front wing fixings failed and caused the wing to go under the car, denying Ratzenberger the ability to steer it. Lastly, Senna was distraught over the conduct of his younger brother, Leonardo, who had stepped over the line by interfering in his brother's personal life, and he must take the blame for destabilizing his brother in the days leading up to the San Marino Grand Prix. So what can we learn 32 years later? There are still a few wrongs that need righting. The 1994 World Championship was horribly tainted by the shenanigans of the Benetton team. The winning of Michael Schumacher's first World Championship was a farce, and there is absolutely no doubt that Schumacher should have been thrown out of the championship for running an illegal car. The Benetton team's cheating was the most blatant ever seen in Formula One. When Johnny Herbert joined the team later in the season, he was given a run in Schumacher's car when the traction control had been accidentally left on, and could not believe the difference in Schumacher's car compared with his own Benetton Ford. The man mainly responsible for the blatant cheating, Tom Walkinshaw, is dead now, but it is not too late for the FIA to do something retrospectively about the 1994 World Championship. The outcome of the 1994 championship is an ongoing insult to the memory of Ayrton Senna. The FIA could make a start by stripping the Benetton team and Michael Schumacher of that 1994 championship and handing it to Williams and Damon Hill. That championship does not belong to Schumacher or Benetton. Michael Schumacher later proved 6 times that he was the best driver when in the best car in Formula One. But in 1994, he didn't. In many ways, the wrong has already been righted. Although Schumacher won the World Championship 7 times and for that reason alone should be regarded as the greatest, he is not.
Let Michael pass for the championship event, please.
Rubens conceals the plan for as long as possible, to the utter disgust of the Austrian fans. From the thousands of Austrian fans, Schumacher does what he feels is the right thing, but that will only get him into trouble with the FIA.
And in the middle and at the end of Rascasse, I have to believe that he could have avoided leaving the car where it was.
In 2004, I remember there was still a lot of debate about Senna's status in the history of Formula One. Now, 32 years later, that has changed, and there is unanimity of the opinion that he was the greatest and fastest Formula One driver. So, Ayrton Senna's true legacy has finally been established, and he has been recognized for what he was and is, the greatest. And finally, there is some things you may not particularly like in this film. There is some mild criticism of Professor Sid Watkins. Let me explain. Before he died, Professor Sid Watkins spoke at length more than once about the weekend of 1st May. I was always mystified with the gaps in the professor's answers. He was the man who lifted Senna's helmet from his head just before 2:30 on the afternoon of Sunday, 1st May, 1994. He was the first man to realize that the greatest driver of all time was dead. But Professor Watkins was never completely forthcoming about the details of Senna's or Ratzenberger's death. Now we know why. According to medical rules, both drivers should have been declared dead at the scene. True, he did get Senna's heart going again immediately, so there was a valid reason to remove Senna to hospital. But certainly the existence of Ratzenberger's pulse was only in the professor's imagination. Of course, if Ratzenberger's death had been correctly handled, then the San Marino Grand Prix would have been cancelled, and Ayrton Senna would in all probability be alive today, happily retired. A billionaire businessman and maybe a 6 or 7 times world champion. I am afraid Professor Watkins erred in not declaring Ratzenberger dead at the scene, and thereby unwittingly creating a very unstable situation for the rest of the race weekend. Doctors must never again be put under such pressure just to ensure that the race goes on. Some things are more important.